Well, guys, sorry to cut that short. Your girl is in the building. And just fitting, I wanted to do, y'all saw the thumbnail, so I wanted to wear something that was similar to that. Let me get everything together here. I apologize for the delay. Go ahead, girl. I forgot the food. I'm leaving her. Okay. You can just put it in the refrigerator. Yeah, I'm putting it in the fridge. Yeah. I no prep last time. I told my way to Wednesday. Oh, okay. Well, Thursday, I'm going to come tomorrow, so I come here to compare it. Well, what's going on, everybody? I see you guys. It was whether you joke with the girls asking for a friend. Wait, what? You joke with girls? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Anyway, guys, what's going on? It's your girl, Samantha Lee. And you guys, I'm here and I'm really excited because number one, today is the first time that the sun's out, right? So we got a sun and I'm very excited about us having a son. I am. I'm very excited about us having a son. I also am excited to go ahead and answer these questions. So normally I would go live on IG to say, hey, I'm here, Sam's here. But today I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, whoever is here, and they gonna hear the answers, and they gonna ask me the questions, and I'm okay with us being what we are, family. I'm okay with it. I really am. So I'm excited. We have I literally think we have 100 questions. I really do genuinely believe we have 100 questions. So I'm actually going to put my thing on do not disturb, and I'm actually going to start getting the questions going. Okay, but before I get into all the questions that we have, because we have a lot, I want to say hi to everybody that is on. I'm also going to put where is it? I want to put my thing here up here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put that up. Okay, and I'm gonna go say hi to everybody. All right, guys. So what's up? I see Nadella Jeka. What's up? I see David. What's going on? Thank you, David. I'm glad that you're listening. Yes. Caramello Anthony said, that's a sexy photo. Wow. Thank you. Your girl prides herself on being a little sexy. I'm okay with it. I've now grown to accept it. There was a time where I didn't accept it as much, but I like it. I like it. So I embrace it in certain doses, not like full throttle, but kind of give you a little, Sam still okay. You know what I'm saying? A little touch and agree. You know what I'm saying? Your girl, listen, looking for King. I ain't looking for King David. King David looking for me. So I just gotta make make sure he know, Queen, y'all know. I ain't gotta say that. What's up, Jason? What's going on, Tavon? Nate, how are you guys? Tony, I'm seeing Corey, seeing Aaron. Hey, Aaron, what's going on? Dream Ultra Crazy. What's up? Joshua Antoine. What's up? I see Big Al. I see a lot of different people. I see Patrick. I see Oracle King. I see Richie. I see all y'all. Listen, I don't know what you meant by that, but it's if girls will take offense to jokes. If girls take offense to, is that what he's asking? So yeah, I mean, depending on the joke. Now you can ask me what kind of joke you gonna ask, and I can tell you if you gonna joke about her weight or her appearance, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Weight, appearance, you can't do it. Can't do it. Not anything real about her appearance. You can't say, oh, your stomach flat. Or fat. I said flat because that's what my spirit said. No, you can't say, oh, your stomach fat. Oh, oh, you look like you're pregnant. You can't say things like that. That's not a joke. You like men, how they be like, oh, you so ugly, bro. Bro, you so fat. You need to go to the gym. Like men can do that. You cannot do that with women. That type of banter will not take you far. What's up, Jimmy? What's going on, D Block? Dream Ultra Case. My week has been good. I just been dealing with this. Oh, I tell you what, my like right here, y'all, my sinuses are sinus singing. I don't even know how to say it. It's happening. Right here, it's giving. And you know what's so funny, y'all? Y'all can tell the people on social media if they want to see me, live and do whatever. Y'all can. Sometimes on live, I don't be having no real filter on. Sometimes I do. Sometimes, but you can always see me without a filter on YouTube, baby. Your girl is here. Okay. I'm not afraid of that. I don't think you should be. Yeah, great vibrations, everybody. What's going on? All right, guys. So a lot of people, girl, you too pretty. You need to tone it down. I will absolutely not tone it down. I gotta tone it. When you tell me tone it down, I gotta turn it up for the good people. Thank you, Nathaniel. Here's the thing, you guys. This is real talk. A lot of you guys may follow me on the social media platforms. I really do try to use filters, guys, that don't change my face. Of course, right now I'm not tan, so I use a tanner filter. I'm sorry. I like the tanner filter, okay? I'm a little bit light right now. Or certain lighting, but I really am very, very particular because I don't want to change my face. Don't want to change it. Want my face to stay, the structure to stay the same, my nose, because I know I'm going on a platform, y'all. I'm going on a platform that you gonna see my face anyway, right? I put out content almost daily on this platform. So I have to be in. And somebody asked me questions about the YouTube thing. So I really do want to say this. There's young women that are trying to get into the game. I really do really try to stay far away from extreme filters that like significantly change your face. Try to stay in that realm because you come on this platform, there is no filter. Facebook, there is no filter. You have to come on as you are. You have to get comfortable. You have to get comfortable with how you look. I mean, it just is what it is. And if you go film or do anything else, I mean, the cat's out of the bag anyway. All I'm saying. So, yeah, that's that. So, guys, I'm not gonna eat like that, but I'll take a bite every once in a while because I try to eat before a certain time, but today was one of them days. So thank you, D Block. I appreciate you. My camera's bouncing because I kicked the table. I'm clumsy. I apologize. Yes, I'm always eating something, dear future wifey, LT. It's what keeps the stomach flat and the booty fat. Thank you. That's what it does. Keeping the metabolism up. Anyway, y'all. So guys, today I am going to answer your questions live. You guys have, he said amen. Thank you, Schnitzer from the UK. Woo woo. Thank you for going ahead. Y'all starting off the giving again. Thank you, Roger. I really do want to say that at the end of the day, you guys, I really do appreciate any type of giving that you do. We come on here, and dear future wifey knows it's not easy to do. But I'm really, I really do appreciate, and I've been very appreciative of the ways that you guys have shown up and supported me throughout this entire YouTube journey. And I believe it's going to go crazier. I believe it's going to go higher and higher, upwards and upwards. And I'm really excited about that. So thank you. Thank you. So anyway, Before we get into it, couple things. Number one, y'all know Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you tune in. We're always gonna do a good show. We always gonna have a good time. We're gonna be at least an hour and 15 minutes. Just set your clock. We gonna do it. Second thing is that I got a new ebook called Finding the Perfect Match, Avoiding the Wrong Woman. And so if you guys want to get into that, it's the link is pinned in my comments. You will also be a part of an email list where you will start to get notifications from me, emails from me, different things I want to update you with, maybe prayers, as it's going to grow and go. So I want you to be a part of that as we're developing it. And yeah, if you like my content, if you like what you see, please go ahead, subscribe. I would love for you guys to subscribe and be a part of Game Changer Nation. Okay. I don't know where we are right now. I think we're at 368,000. And so it's been a wild ride. And so I'm very, very excited about that. So if you want to be a part of it, please take a part of it. But again, right now, we just go focus on the here and now. And that's this live. And that's answering your questions as I promised I would do. Okay. So I'm going to do it. Okay. Do I have a tour schedule? No, I don't. I'm not touring yet. I don't even know what that would look like, to be honest with you, if I was to tour. But you know, who knows what God has in store for me. Sorry, y'all, that was my knee again. I apologize. It's hitting the table. So that's that. Okay. So y'all, let's get into the questions. You guys have spent, it was 24 hours and I got tons of questions. So I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions for you. One of those questions is, what's my ethnicity? Got that a million times. So I'll go ahead and tell you what that is. My mother is Ecuadorian and Jamaican. My dad is white. And it's a whole bunch of different European nationalities in my father, but Ecuadorian and Jamaican, my dad is white. So for everybody that has been wondering, it has been racking their minds about what I am. Ecuadorian and Jamaican, and my dad's white. All right. Next question. Let me go for the bottom because people, they deserve to get the first questions. Okay. Whew. Okay. Hello. Would you marry a Muslim man? Why I ask is because ladies run away once they hear that I'm Muslim. No, I would not marry a Muslim man, not because I'm against Muslim or anything like that. I really do believe in marrying someone of the same faith as I am, because I want to raise my children in the Christian faith. So therefore, I want to marry a man that shares that as well. And so, no, I wouldn't personally. And I think that that's, to be commended, Thank you, Ruru. Thank you again. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. You can also, for those who want to ask questions, didn't have the opportunity, go ahead and hit the super chat. You could go ahead and ask me whatever. I'll stop the questions that I'm asking or have been asked to answer your question if you hit the super chat. All right. So let me move on. All right, let's move on. Okay, so somebody asked me, which I think is a great question, what broke you originally to fix things and address similar issues in the open? For me, what broke me originally was just, it was a number of factors, but I have to say the thing that broke the straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion, was I was battling with, I guess it was low levels of depression, but I didn't realize it. And so with that being said, I wasn't sleeping at night. I had this extreme fear of death. I thought I was gonna not be alive like every night. I thought that was just something was gonna happen to me. So I literally would not sleep. It got to the point that it was disrupting my day-to-day functioning because I wasn't sleeping. And I had a friend of mine who we're no longer friends, but who introduced me to a therapist. And I realized like over time that I was struggling with anxiety, and when my anxiety would spike, low levels of depression would come. And then I had to, with that relationship came understandings of myself in deeper ways. But it really took me coming to the end of myself and really understanding that, um, like, a lot of the things that I guess not necessarily afraid of, um, but those fears really did come from not really being okay with myself. And I had to, in my anxieties as well. It came from this undercurrent in my mind that was always like I wasn't good enough, and I kind of just always felt that way. I've talked about that a number of times, uh, but yes, it was the fear of death. It felt like I was just so afraid of death. I just couldn't sleep at night. I was so afraid of it, and I saw a therapist. And once I kind of got through, uh, like it was like me talking through other things unrelated to that specific fear helped lessen that fear because it lessened my anxiety. I didn't realize it was prompted by anxiety. That's what kind of caused this irrational fear. And so therefore that's what really did it for me. And from there, I embraced, the whole anxiety diagnosis, move forward with it, and just continue to do my work. And I was paired, or I chose a therapist that was very, she holds my feet to the fire. She holds me accountable. And just getting used to that style of therapy, somebody that's kind of like a therapist, but they're also a coach, maybe like really become like, she would point things out like, okay, do you realize you do this? Do you realize that you're doing this because of this? Like making connections. And I'm like, wait, wow, I didn't even realize that. Like it made me more aware than I ever wanted to be about what kind of person that I was and how I thought. And so there you go. That's what happened. So that's my story. Uh Somebody asked me, how can guys meet a good woman? Dating apps and IG is difficult. I get it. Um, Honestly, guys, I don't see what's wrong with doing the old fashioned way, like meeting people in person, like going out to places that places people are. Um, it does seem like the wave is dating apps and IG. I mean, it just seems like that's the wave. I know that women are not as happy about dating apps either. We're not excited about that as well. Like I'm not on a dating app, and I've tried it and it didn't really work out for me. That's just, I didn't like it. But however, we have to do things sometimes that we don't want to do to get what we want. I have to work a job, and I may not want to work this job, but it's leading me in the direction of what I do want to do. So I have to kind of suck it up and do it. So in this situation, I think that, you know, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to get what you want, and then there's people that they have matchmakers. Okay. There are matchmakers out here that you can get into. But I think meeting good women, in my opinion, um, it really does. You see a lot of women at church, and that don't mean every woman at church is good, but there's a lot of women at church. I mean, it just is. The church I used to go to, it was women's city. You know what I'm saying? They were there, single women. So to me, if you want to find a woman at church, you're gonna find women at Target. For sure, you're gonna find women at Target of all ages. Okay. You're gonna find women where I'm trying to think. You're gonna find women not at the library. They're not gonna be at no daggone library. They gonna be at, little pretty cute spots at night. If you're not looking for that type of woman, then really does come down to, places that they would frequent, which is, if they're like me, they go be at a grocery store, they go be at a Target, they're gonna be at where else would I be? Where else would a gym? If you into fitness, you might want to start looking at a gym. You just gotta. The thing is, guys, no matter who we are, whether it's a women or whether it's men, we have to kind of face the risk of being rejected. And I think a lot of people don't want to be rejected, and so they don't put themselves out there. And in this world, you got to shoot your shot. You just do. And I think a lot of men don't want to shoot their shots, and I get it, but it keeps you by yourself. And you can distract as much as you want to, but we all have a desire to be connected. We do. And we try to run from it, and we do these little superficial attachments with women. We sleep with them. We think, oh, okay, it's done. We good. Blah, blah. No, then you have the desire again, because the reality is you desire a deeper connection. You just do. We all do. We were created for that. And so for me, I think that you've got to be able to put yourself out there. Women love confidence. You don't even necessarily got to come in like, what's up? I want to date you. You could come in like, hey, I think you da-da-da. And maybe a woman doesn't vibe with you, but I think there's a lot, like I said, an untapped resource is church. Women be in the church. And I'm not saying go to church for women. I think you should go for Jesus. But women are there. Women in the church. Go to a mega church in your city, you go find women. Period. Oh, yes, Pam. Give her compliments. Women love compliments. And I'm not saying, you ain't got to go, not off rip. Don't go so sexual, y'all. Don't just jump in with sexual. Jump in with something different. Okay? Like something like, oh, you beautiful. Did you know that? You look beautiful in that color. Women love compliments. You cannot go wrong with giving a woman a compliment. Okay? And y'all, I'm periodically, I'm about to stand up and blow my nose because the allergies are kicking right now. Yes. So, yeah. Okay. Let me blow my nose real quick. Blow my nose real quick. Whew. I apologize, y'all. Oh my gosh. These allergies are killing me. Y'all, I apologize. These allergies are killing your girl. They are really just doing it. Oh. Whew. Sorry about that. Back to what I was saying. Okay. Why do my wife disrespect me and belittle me in front of my kids? Now, here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. If a woman starts to disrespect you, that tells me she doesn't respect you. Like, if she's doing it and she's doing it in front of your kids, that's just a sign that it's not in that moment. I don't respect you, period. And I think a lot of us don't understand that when someone gets to that level, especially a woman, when she doesn't respect you anymore and she talks to you crazy, that's a sign she's not connected to you, period. She on the way out. She on the way out. If I don't respect no man, I'm on my way out. And so in that situation, if someone is disrespecting you and they disrespecting you in front of your kids, it's time for you to put your foot down. It's time for you to put your foot down. And what does putting your foot down mean? That doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to, have this dramatic exit and be super emotional. No, it means if you're going to talk to me like that, we're not engaging. Like, I'm not going to reward you with my emotions. I'm not going to reward you with access to me. At this point, if you are going to disrespect me, I am going to have to remove myself, because your kids seeing you being disrespected is also a problem, because now they are learning not to respect you either. So in that situation, I would honestly remove myself. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm not saying you leave her. I'm not saying you file for divorce. But what I am saying, that your power and everyone's power is in their ability to walk away from things that do not serve them. And a lot of times people don't understand, oh, don't do this anymore. Oh, don't talk to me like that. Or else, or what? And we get into that or else or what, and there's never an or else or an or what. And so sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. And if she doesn't respect you, okay, you ain't got to, if you don't respect my presence, then you're going to have to respect my absence. You have to appreciate that, because I would never advocate for no man to stay in no relationship where a woman's disrespecting you in front of her. She disrespecting you and she's doing it in front of kids. She's doing it with an audience. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I would find an apartment. I'd be living in somebody's house. I don't care what it is. But what you're not going to do is the only way you and I are going to communicate is if you come correctly. That's the only way. Period. You can love somebody and leave them. And I'm not saying file for divorce. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is when you get to a situation where somebody does not respect you and they're doing it in front of your children, that is a problem. That's not a little baby problem. That's a real big problem. And you have to address it accordingly. So in my opinion, I would have to create some distance. I'm sorry. I have to create some distance. You ain't gonna sit around in my house and disrespect me. No, no. I'll just go elsewhere. And when you call, I ain't gonna answer. And I'm gonna put you on ice for a little bit until you learn how to talk to me correctly. And then we need to go see a therapist, because we need to talk about these issues. So once you come correctly, then we're gonna go see this therapist and we're gonna figure out what's going on. We're gonna figure out why you talking to me crazy, because you only got so many times before I need to get out of here for my peace and my peace of mind. But you don't need to stay in that house, in that environment, and she disrespecting you. One day you could get to a place where you lose your temper. You know what I'm saying? And then your kids see you in a bad light. You don't want that. So you want to remove yourself from a situation where it can potentially escalate. You don't want that. Create some distance. You know, there are some things called as an intentional separation. Doesn't mean we're divorcing, it just means we're intentionally separating until we can come together in a healthy way. I'm just saying, family. Okay. So I got a lot of questions like this. I'm just going to go ahead and answer it so that we can kind of just move on from this one. It says, what does it take for a guy like me to take you on a date? Y'all, this is not about me dating anybody. I understand, I appreciate it, but a lot of times, the way I meet people is different. It's unique, it's unique. It's its own process. So, I don't really want to take the time away from questions about people that have legitimate, want me some concerns versus, the other things. Okay. So I that it's not going to be one of them days where we do that. Okay. Would I date a person with 7 children? I'd be very hesitant to date a man with 7 children. I would be. I'm not the one who's going to say never. I can't never say never. You never know what can happen. I would be hesitant to marry a man or date a man with 7 children. I'd be hesitant to take a man like that seriously. I would. Uh, what are 5 words to define who you are? Okay. So number 1, I feel like I'm down to earth. Number 2, I feel like I'm funny. Number 3, I'm passionate. Number 4, wait, hold on. I might switch out my other ones. I'm I don't know, committed. I like disciplined. I'm very. I feel like I'm committed. I'm like really disciplined. Like if I say that I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm a woman of my word. Like I'm gonna do it. So that and the last one would be spiritual, I guess. So I think I'm pretty down to earth. I'm pretty funny. I think I'm funny, goofy, whatever. I think I'm smart. I think I'm very passionate, committed, dedicated individual. Yeah, I'm pretty transparent as well. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Gosh, so many of them. What is my biggest pet peeve when dating? What is my biggest pet peeve in dating? I think the biggest pet peeve. You know what? To me, I'll be honest with you. Um, I'm probably not the best dater. If we be honest, I'm not the best dater. So I think the pet peeve would be my like I don't really like. I think one if we're talking about like with somebody else, it would definitely be a man that's like doesn't. I don't see. He not a man of his word. Like that to me is like a no. Like if you tell me you gonna see me on Monday or you gonna call me on Wednesday, the call me is not a big deal. But if you say you gonna see me on Friday and you don't make plans to see me on Friday, or I gotta hit you up and I don't know what's going on, like I don't rock with that at all, y'all. I don't rock with that at all. I don't rock with the lack of integrity. That to me is lack of integrity. If we say we gonna do something and then we don't, and then you don't do it, or something happens to where we don't do it, I will forever remember that. Because I don't know why I'm like this, but ever since I was a kid, and I've always been the kind of person, like if my mom said she'd go take me to go horseback riding or whatever that was, if it didn't happen, I'd be devastated. I would be so disappointed. And so like that's how I am. I really am like that. Like if I am not um if someone doesn't follow through on what they say they're going to do, that's a real pet peeve for me. That's a real pet peeve for me, honestly. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I think a lot of people do it. A lot of people say they're gonna do something, they don't do it. There are a lot of y'all would be surprised. Men like being pen pals. They like hitting you up, texting you, calling you. They like having conversations. It's like, okay, so where this gonna go? So what we gonna do? Are we gonna meet in person? We gonna meet? We gonna break bread? Or do you want to just talk to me? You want to just talk to me? So I don't know. I think it's a little strange. I don't know. I don't know if it's like I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Maybe you men like just talking to me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, that be the part that be a little weird for me. I don't understand that. Like if I like somebody, I'm like, hey, what's up? Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Antoine. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. That's just how I am. I know that's a lot, but that's how I don't like that. I like. I don't get that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish a man could tell me why men do that. Like I don't get that. But anyway, so that's the point. Oh my gosh. Serious question. I've asked this before, but no response. Are you married? If not, then why? If I had y'all, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me if I'm married, if I had $1 for every time if someone asked me that I'm married, I promise you I'd be a millionaire. I'd be a multi-millionaire. That is why. I am not married. I am not married. Why am I not married? Because I haven't found the person that, or the person that God has for me. I haven't found. I don't really have a good answer for you. I mean, if I just wanted to be married, I'd be married. I mean, that would be what I would do. It's like, okay, Sam, you want to get a husband? Yeah, I'll go get a husband. But what, like, I think that's a very frustrating thing for me, y'all, because it's I don't think that men are faced with the same questions, and I get that men are different than women and they move differently. But when men are like in their 40s or if they're in their 50s and like they're a single man, it's not like, oh, why are you married? Why aren't you married? It's like they appreciate his craft and they appreciate the things that he's got going on, even no matter what he's doing. My thought process is, to me, I think that, like, I really am serious about waiting on God. I'm really serious about finding the person that God has for me, and I know that doesn't happen overnight, and I don't want to rush my will. I don't want to rush what I want to happen. I want what God wants to happen. And so I really try my very best to, like, wait on his timing, wait on his plan. And I pray that whoever he has for me, I'm incredibly drawn to and attracted to. That's what I'm praying. I'm praying that when I see this man, my body reacts to him in ways I never even known it to react. That's my prayer. So I can't really answer no other question. So I see people in the chat. So let me see this. Uh I see thank you, multi-phase. I see Bendido. I see Hakeem the Dream. Corey S. Thank you so much. Hakeem just had to say absolutely beautiful woman. Thank you so much. Hakeem, I thank you. Bendido says, hey Sam, what do you think about the beauty judgment in the church? Like, if you're good looking, you're not a serious follower of Christ. It's annoying. Yes, I find that to be very challenging. I think that there's a lot of misconceptions in the church. I've dealt with a lot of that. I've always wanted to be a woman of God that was that was not only a person who had a relationship with God, but is attractive, is sexy, is smart, is disciplined, is accomplished. I wanted to be all of that. I wanted my platform to show I cook, I clean, I work out. I'm in my spiritual relationship with God bag. I'm in the gym. I'm present with my daughter. I wanted to show that women, we can be all of this. And it's not easy. Proverbs 31 was not an easy feat. It wasn't an easy situation. But we don't see enough women being, we think Christian women is like, you got to wear a whole, you got to be just unattractive, unappealing, plain, this, that, and the third. I don't agree with that. In fact, in Job, when they talk about his daughters after he gets blessed again, double for his trouble, they talk about how beautiful his daughters were. They talk about the beauty of Esther. They talk about the beauty of Rachel versus Leah. We hear about beautiful women. We hear about their bodies being beautiful. We hear about it. And the Bible is celebrating beauty. And so for today's society to shun beauty and to be like, oh, like that's vanity, that's this, that's that. I think if anything takes the place of God, it's out of order. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with celebrating how God created you. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I really don't. And I don't think there's anything wrong with taking care of the temple he gave you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with taking pride in the temple that he gave you, as long as you know who gave it to you. And understand that at any given moment, it can be taken away from you. So appreciate it. But I think that a woman of God can absolutely be sexy. Absolutely, she can be a sexy woman. And know verses by heart, and can pray the house down, and be as attractive as she want to be, but still is able to be a great communicator and to be accomplished in her career. I mean, you can be all of that. I don't understand why we're pigeonholed. It's kind of disturbing to me, but I've really tried in my own way to be all of that. Yeah, I'm one of God. Yeah, I'm sexy. Yeah, I work out. I take care of my body. Yes, I am smart. I've studied. I work hard. I still cook. I still clean. I still do all the. You could do it all. We need new goals for this next generation of women. You can't do it all. You can do it all. You don't just have to be pretty and taken care of. That's how this works. So, anyway, sorry about that. Y'all know I get passionate. Y'all know by now. Back to the next one. Would you accept being number 2 to a man, only to God and a man's heart? Absolutely. That's order. That's what's supposed to happen. Why would I be mad at a man putting God first? That's how it's spelled out in Ephesians 5. I think it's Ephesians 5. Let me not say that. In Ephesians 5, it says, hold on. It talks about how a woman submits to God, a man submits to God, and a woman submits to the man. That's divine order. So no, I have no issue with that. That's divine order. No issue with that. So that's that. All right, guys, back to the questions at hand. Thank you guys for everything that you're saying. All right. Again, if you want to ask me questions, go ahead and you could do what they just did. You could super chat it. I will stop my questions and answer whatever questions you put. Otherwise of that, I'm going to follow the question order. Okay. Okay. What helped you to become accountable for your actions? Many women struggle with this. It took a lot of practice, but to make it very plain, I had to become more secure with myself. I don't think people take accountability for themselves when they're insecure. I think it's much easier to blame other people for your problems than to accept responsibility for your problems. You have to take responsibility for your problems. That's the only way that you grow in this life, is taking responsibility for your actions. Otherwise, you will stay stagnant. You will stay stuck in a season, and that season will turn into a sentence. until you say to yourself, you know what I've been doing ain't working, and I'm tired of blaming other people for my problems. It's time for me to sit down in this seat and say, you know what, I could do this better, or I can learn how to do this, or learn this lesson a different way, or go to therapy, whatever that looks like for you. I think a lot of us just are not ready to hear negative things about ourselves because our ego can't handle it. Think about it like this. If my mind, if me personally, I'm always beating myself up internally, which was the truth for me. I was very insecure. And so because of that, I was always hard on myself. I was never good enough. Everything I did wasn't good enough. And so internally, I'm just whooping my own behind like, that was dumb. Why'd you say that? Why'd you walk like this? Did you say that? Did you do this? Just completely so hard on myself. And so it was really, really hard for me to accept anybody else saying anything else negative to me because I was already beating me up. I already didn't like me. I already was frustrated with me. I was frustrated with the decisions that I had made. And so it wasn't until I had to sit in this seat of like, you know what? I've made decisions, and y'all, I go back to that place in my mind. I see it. My therapist said, Sam, can you forgive yourself? Because at that age, that's the best you could do. At that age, that you gave the best effort. That was the best you could do. That's what you did, and that's all you knew to do, and you weren't taught any better. Like, that is what you did. Can you accept that? And I said, wow. You know what? After like several times of her saying that, I said, I can. That's the choice my 19-year-old self made. And I made those decisions. I made a lot of bad decisions. But at that time, and y'all, really, I beat myself up because I stayed in a relationship way too long that I should have left like way before. I should have been out of that. But I decided to stay, and I was mad at myself for that. I later, beat myself up for that. I did. And so I say that, over time, that I had to get to a place where I forgave myself, because the way I showed up in that relationship, I didn't like. I beat myself up over it. I ruminated on it. And it wasn't until I accepted that that was the best I could do at that time. And I can't go back and change it. There's no changing what I've done. And just accepting it and forgiving myself and moving forward, then it became easier to accept myself and to start to appreciate the things that I was good at, instead of hyper fixating on the things I wasn't good at. And that's what my whole life, I've been great at just fixating on the things that are wrong with me. And it wasn't until I got into a therapeutic relationship where I learned how to appreciate the things that were right with me. And so once I started feeling better about who I was as a person and started owning things and started saying, you can't shame me with that anymore because I've already accepted and owned that. You can't shame me with my past. I've already accepted and owned that. You can't shame me with like different quirks I have. I've already accepted and owned that. Once I got to that place where I truly accepted, owned it, and learned to appreciate it, I could hear negative things about me. Because now I'm feeling more secure about who I am. I actually like who I am as a person. And you'd be surprised, a lot of us don't like who we are as people. And therefore, we don't treat other people well because we don't love ourselves well. I find that people that are the most critical of other people are the main people that be beating themselves up at home, beating themselves up in their private time. They ain't got no peace. They can't have peace because in their minds, they're so hard on themselves. There's no other way to be with anybody else. And so that's the truth. I think that it wasn't until I loved myself in accepting myself and forgave myself, that I could really become more secure with who I am as a person and check my little insecure things. Cause I got wounds. I have the wounded girl that I call it in me that speaks up sometimes. And I recognize her voice now. I recognize the doubt. I recognize, oh, am I good enough? Am I good? I recognize that little girl that wanted so badly to feel like I was good enough. And now that I recognize her, I'm like able to say, no, 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 you are good enough. And I'm able to affirm her in the voice that she needs me to affirm her in. But that took me sitting down in front of a therapist and allowing her to speak into my life and allowing her to point out the bad and the good. And then from that point on, once I started owning me, I had no shame attached to it. So it's like, I am who I am. You like me, you love me, you hate me. It is what it is. I know I say that like it is what it is, like it doesn't matter to me. It does matter to me, but I don't allow it to have more weight. I might be like, I'll give you an example. If I really like somebody and I really want them to like me back, there's a voice in my mind that's like, dang, maybe you should have said that. Maybe you should have looked like this. Maybe you should have done this. This hypercritical voice is just like tearing me apart internally. And I have to recognize that that's that wounded girl that's just hypersensitive to rejection. And so I have to say, no, 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 no. No, ma'am. Okay. You gotta calm that voice down. You are good enough. You're more than enough. And I have a tape of myself affirming myself, and I listen to it so that I can get myself out of that self-defeating talk. It's time to get into winner mode. It's time to get into affirming mode. But you're not going to stay into this pit. Not everybody gonna love you, and they don't have to love you. And so once I learned how to affirm me, and once I learned how to validate me, and once I learned how to like me and love me, love the good, the bad, and the ugly, it wasn't so bad when people had negative things to say about me. It's like, okay. Oh, you loud. Okay. Oh, you kind of give off a little hood. Okay. Are you black, white? Are you Hispanic? Why are you? Okay. I started being able to rebound from the negative things that people had to say. And I could but I could also take criticism. I could also hear somebody say, you know what, Sam, you could do this better. Especially when I hear a genuine voice, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll take that into account. Or people that identified in my life that I trust their discernment and their wisdom, and they can speak into my life. I allow them to hold me accountable because they know what kind of woman I want to represent myself to be. So I say, you know what, you're right. I could take that. But it took me learning to love me first before I could allow somebody to say negative things about me. Because the truth of the matter is, I couldn't hold another criticism because I was already so hard on myself. All right, multi-phase 58 says, James 1, 2 through 4, that's mainly how I live my life. The pain is the path. Exactly. And I think that verse, I believe is that the passage where it says patience develops into virtue? Is that the one? Hold on. Yes, consider it nothing, trials and tribulations, because you know that the testing of your faith produces patience and perseverance. Very good. Absolutely. I agree with that. All right, let me see if there's any other questions here. Okay. Rob Carpenter sent me a super chat. He said, "Facts, Sam. Don't rush into a marriage, but if you want to answer one of the answer to that, are you married? Question to be yes. I can make your dream come true." Rob, my dream is not to be married, boy. That is not my dream. I mean, my dream, I would love to be married. Marriage is a beautiful thing. I just want to find the right person. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you though. If I really, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me an option if I wanted to get out of being a single woman. Thank you. Next question is, what do you think of eHarmony dating sites or sites for serious dating? I think it's not a bad idea. I haven't tried it, but why not? Why not? It's worked for some people. Why not? I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think that at this point, you have to, we have to get out of our comfort zones. And a lot of us are unwilling to get out of our comfort zones, which is what is keeping us single, right? And so I think that taking a risk on eHarmony is not a bad idea. I don't. All right. So next question. Do you feel your broken relationship is a platform for change people to self change? Um, I think my broken relationship, I'm assuming my divorce. Let's first start here, guys. My marriage ended 4 years ago. Okay, I get a lot of questions about it. It ended 4 years ago. Have not been with that person in 4 years. So the reality of it is that there's a lot that has happened, of course, publicly. But that situation, my relationship ended 4 years ago. Divorce was finalized 2 years ago. So there really doesn't, the dialogue, the questions, okay, but it's my past. It is so far my past that I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised with how I'm still getting questions about it. However, however, I do think that my broken relationship is a platform. It had became a platform. Brought a lot of attention to me, whether I wanted it or not. Uh, I think that I didn't want it to be about that. I never wanted it to be about that. I wanted it to be about me just being myself and sharing the lessons I've learned and using the voice that God had given me. It never was I learned lessons in love. I learned lessons in life. I learned lessons spiritually. I learned lessons through my education. I learned a lot. And I wanted to be a different voice. I wanted to be a different kind of influence in this world. That's what I wanted to be. And that's what the desire was for me to be, even before me ever getting married. The name of my platform then was I Was Her, because God had already put it on my spirit that I would do something with that name. I knew that I was going to be I Was Her. That one day I would be able to say that I used to be her. I used to be that insecure girl that needed to go to therapy in order for her to become a young woman who's able to take accountability and model how to take accountability in a public fashion. I knew that there was going to be a day where people would have to see somebody heal and intentionally do so. I knew that God was going to use my story with all the pain, and I mean, I was in this time frame. I've been diagnosed with mild lupus. I've had to deal with a lot of different things in my life outside of the transition from being a married woman to a single one. So y'all have seen me live my life out loud, and I've tried to do it responsibly. So has it become a platform from brokenness? Yes, but not just that relationship. It's been my life. It's been my entire life. My entire life. My entire life a has been utilized in this platform. Not just that specific thing. That's not the main thing that's happened in my life. I mean, that was a very big part of my life, and I have a beautiful daughter from that situation. But that was 4 years ago. I haven't been with that man in 4 years. I mean, I think it's crazy, but again, it is what it is. We have a child, so we will be connected. But I like I said, I feel like I try to use my life as a platform, not just that particular situation. Moving on. Okay. What's my love language? My love language, I think the top one is acts of service. Uh, acts of service, words of affirmation, and quality time. So, like, yeah, so acts of service, words of affirmation, and quality time. I think words of affirmation and quality time are like tied, but because somebody can say something to me and it'd be like, ooh, like, oh, that did something to my heart. Like, ooh, you know, made my heart smile. You know, made my heart smile. So words of affirmation does something to me, but acts of service, somebody that does something like that would normally be on my plate, but they take it off my plate. Ooh, y'all, wow. That'll do something to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. That'll be like without me having to ask you, without me having to say, hey, can you help me out here? Like you just out of the kindness of your heart or the fact that you're trying to look out for me in some way, or you're just trying to love me well, you take something off my plate that would normally be on my plate. Oh, that does something to my spirit. That does something to my spirit. Okay. All right. Somebody asked me, starting a YouTube channel about grief after losing my son. Wow. Uh, my condolences to you. Any advice, pointers? Thank you. So anybody that's starting a channel, this is what I will tell you. This is what I will tell you, y'all. I want to give you 3 pointers today, and maybe I will do like a course in the future about how I started this and what I did. Number 1 is consistency. When it comes to any type of platform and learning the algorithms, you have to be consistent. Period. Consistently posting is how you grow on every platform. Doesn't happen in a month. It may not happen in 2, but eventually you will see a jump because you are now giving the algorithm, you're giving the algorithm content. Okay. So with the YouTube platform, it was me just staying consistent. Consistent. I was posting every day. I was trying to maintain my schedule. The more I maintain a schedule, even if you're doing something weekly, if you're doing something, I'm posting once a week, or you post on the same day once a week, or you post, every other week on the same day, whatever that is for you, you got to stay consistent. On the YouTube platform right now, it's really hot for people to do shorts, and that's how I got hot. Really, I did a lot of shorts. I put out like 2 shorts a day for about a year, and then I did long form content as well. But the shorts is what gets you hot. I mean, it is. You could take your shorts from other platforms, you could put them on the YouTube platform, and you could really get hot that way. What else? I will also say, consistency, that there are other platforms. Like if you're talking about YouTube specifically, I use vidIQ. I think vidIQ is a really good tool for me, as it has been to like kind of build my platform and know what titles are, because everything's about titles. Everything's about how you name it and figuring out, like, you want to give a little bit of mystery because you don't want to give away certain things. You want people to want to see what you have to say. So it's about that. So using like vidIQ, I think there's TubeBuddy. There's a couple other things, but those are the ones. Those are like the 2 ones that I'm familiar with the most. But yeah, stay consistent. I want to give the last thing because I think it's very important for people to hear this. You have to have a sauce. You have to have a sauce, y'all. You have to have a sauce. Everybody can do the same thing, and not everybody's going to get the same results, right? Like, I watch a lot of sports podcasts. I see a lot of what they do, and you like I watch, like, for example, I know Stephen A has a sports podcast. You see, Shannon Sharp has a sports podcast. Gilbert Arenas has a sports podcast. KG and The Truth or Paul Pierce have a podcast. There's a lot of them. They already, they're coming into something. They were smart. They got into it. They had connections. They were able to really like get it off the ground and do it in a wise way, because they had those ideas. They have business minds. They are thinking things through, and they're competitors. They work hard. They know different things, but there's a sauce to them. They all have a sauce. They all have a personality. They have something that people want to see. And a lot of times it comes down to like authenticity, comes down to your personality, comes down to being very, either likable or completely not likable, whatever that may be, or like on the other side of likable. But you have to have a sauce, right? You have to have a flavor. And, I don't really know what my flavor is. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like a loud mixed girl on the internet. But I again, you just have to have like what makes you you. I know somebody, when I first started this, was like, what is your brand? Who are you? And I had to define that for myself. I had to figure out who I was going to be, what I was going to represent, why I was going to do it. What's my why? And I always have to go back to my why. So that's another thing. Just always stay connected to it. Don't try to get so hot. Like, a lot of people find themselves going into like trying to get hot on the social media space. Stay true to who you are, because a lot of times we try to go with the wave. Like, I've seen a lot of women, unfortunately, in this YouTube space or IG space, they try to go really extreme to like, either they're speaking a lot to men and it's very like extreme against women, or they're speaking a lot to women and extreme against men, and they don't even believe what they're saying. It's like, I'm doing this to get a check. I'm doing this to get an audience. You get found out quick. After a couple of years of this thing, like, people are gonna know whether or not you're just regurgitating what people have told you, or whether you actually believe what you believe. So stay true to who you are, regardless. People are going to love you, they're going to hate you, whatever. But at the end of the day, you want to stay true to you, because the fake gets found out straight up. It just does. So you just want to be authentic, so it doesn't feel like work. This will feel a lot more like work if I wasn't being myself, honestly. Okay. All right, guys. Here's another question. I'll answer two more questions here. Two more questions. While in a relationship, what is your take on liking opposite sex pictures with no agenda, just liking a pic? I think that so it depends on what the picture is, in my opinion. It depends on what the picture is. Like, you can't stop a man from looking. But I think that at the end of the day, if we're in a relationship and you giving somebody the indication that there is a possibility here, as a girl, I mean, come on, if you're in a relationship and it's a girl and all you see is a bikini and her breasts out, and she just doing this and she put her little booty out and do all this stuff, and you just liking the pictures, like, that was like her commercial. She was advertising, and you bought into the advertisement. Like, no, like, I'm not going to be okay with a man doing that. Not with me. No, I'm not going to be like that. That has happened to me in a relationship before, and that was a very big problem. It was a huge problem for me, because it's like, okay, yeah, I see you see it. Like, I see that you see. You're not gonna be able to stop seeing what you see. Okay, but you don't have to give it attention. You don't need to put like heart eyes or fire emojis underneath it. Like, if you my man, we together. No, like, come on now. I'm not gonna make you look stupid. Don't make me look stupid. That's my whole thing. Don't make me look stupid. I'm not gonna make you look stupid. I'm gonna make sure that when you walk into every room, you can go into that room with your head held high, because I've tried my very best to walk with integrity and to walk with it in a way that I could be proud of, that my daughter could be proud of. So in my opinion, it's like, no, like, you can't, don't make the person you're with look stupid. Like, what's the point of you? Are you trying to appeal more to that person than the woman that you with? Like, No, you have to think what you would want for you. Like, you don't want her thinking that some dude has a chance. You don't want her to be secretly liking dudes' pictures to try to get their attention. Like, you don't want that, so don't do that. I'm a big believer in the golden rule. Don't do unto others as you don't want to be done to you. That's how I look at it. And so for me, that's how I feel, That's how I feel. So I mean, that's just that thing. I'm not going to be as extreme as like looking at your platform and like looking at all this stuff, like try to see what you like and don't like. That's not my thing. But if it pops up on my page and God happens to show me that you like this and we together, yeah, we gonna have a conversation about it. Because then I was like, okay, if you want to swim seas, swim seas. You can swim the seas, baby. I ain't gonna stop you. Salmon is not like, that's just my thing. It's always been my thing. I feel like everybody on here should know their worth. And it's like, listen, if you want to do you. That's fine. Do you? Your girl ain't gonna stop you. Go figure it out. You want to figure out what you want to figure out. If you feel like there's better out there, but I'm not gonna ride this ride with you. And I will exit stage left. I really will. I will exit stage left. I'm not gonna stay nowhere where I feel like somebody doesn't see my value or doesn't respect me. I'm not gonna do that. Just not gonna do it. And you can hate me, you can talk about me, you can blast my name everywhere. Anybody's gonna listen, whatever that may be. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to be disrespected by anybody. I'm not. And so in my opinion, it's like, okay, well, do you then? Now, I'm not going to be here with you. And you're going to feel my absence. You're going to feel my absence because because in my relationships, especially after I started therapy, I know I've been good to every person that I've been with on the other side of that. I know I've been a good woman. I know I have. So at the end of the day, it's like, you going to miss me, but go ahead, learn your lesson. Go figure it out. Go ahead, do you. That's fine. You just got to know your value, y'all. And that's where I stand. That's where I stand with it. That's where I stand with it. Just be respectful. Just be respectful. Okay, where's the next one? All right, so the last question. Somebody asked me this. Okay, there's a lot here. I probably have to do this again because I have not gone through all the questions. But this next question is: should couples have 100% access to each other's phones, social media on the spot? No, I don't believe in that. If I feel like I gotta check your phone, I don't need to be in a relationship with you. I'm not gonna be checking nobody's phone, y'all. God will show me when someone's not being right to me. God is going to reveal it. I'm not going to sneak around. I'm not going to be checking your stuff. I'm not going to be stressing myself out trying to catch you in something. Like, no. I feel like that's a horrible relationship to be in. For me, it's like, I pray to God. I trust God. God's going to reveal. He's always revealed it. So in my opinion, I don't think that having 100% access to each other's phones and social media on the spot, no. Like, you're a grown man. You pay your own bills. I pay my bills. I'm not gonna check your phone. You're grown. Like, you know what you're doing. And like, I'll find out. If you're doing something, I'm gonna find out. I will absolutely find out. And I won't have to necessarily like gotta go all around the world to find out. I will find out. Every time. God has shown me every single time. God has revealed it to me. So here's the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing. Okay? So I am not going to So I won't be doing all that. I don't think that that's right. I don't think that's a good relationship. Yeah, no, I don't like it. Last but not, somebody asked me this is a simple question. Will you do regular 9 to 5? I work a regular 9 to 5. I have a full-time job. I am a lead clinician for a nonprofit in Georgia. So I do work a full-time job. as a licensed clinical or a licensed clinician, y'all can look it up on my job. I mean, not my job, on my social media. But yes, I do have a full-time job, and I do this on the side. So it's a little hard to be hard out here, y'all. I be trying. I be working hard. I be trying, but I definitely have a full-time job. I definitely work a 9 to 5. Okay. And somebody, just to end it out, I see Don said, thank you for the transparency. It's your introspection. Thank you so much. And Rob Carpenter said, a mistake is only a mistake when you don't learn and grow from that situation. Amen. I can see your growth from what you've been through, and you're using your experiences to help others. So consider everything you've been through a blessing. I do, Rob, and I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. That is so good. A mistake is only a mistake when you don't learn and grow from that situation. Amen, my brother. Amen. Well, y'all, how did you guys like this? How did you like this Ask Sam thing? Like, what did y'all think about it in the chat? Did y'all love it, like it? I just want to see where y'all were at with it, because we may do this again. So I just want to know. I know I definitely still have more questions, but I just want to know what y'all thought. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Thanks for the live. It was great. Good evening. Thank you so much. More of it? Really? Yay. You want episode 2, Hillary? Ah! You want to know everything about me? Ooh, okay. All right. It was great. Let I said that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like it off the cuff, Sam. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm gonna do this again because we still have questions. We still have questions, y'all. And so I want you guys to tune in next week. I'm gonna open it up for you guys to ask me some more questions, and I will answer the rest of them next week. Okay. So that is that. I love y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you guys next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. Okay, go ahead, get the ebook right now, y'all. Finding the perfect match, avoiding the wrong women. I tell y'all what to look for in women. It's free. Okay, so go ahead and click that, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, I love y'all. Pray for your girl to get over this allergies, y'all. Y'all see the poofiness. Oh my goodness. Like, it's poofy. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye-bye.